Taurus, welcome to your astrology reading for the month of November. So, before I get started, this is going to be most applicable for your rising sign, which is how other people perceive you, especially when they first meet you. It's still applicable for your sun sign, which is how you express yourself, and then also your moon sign, which is how you process everything internally. We have a lot going on, so I'm just going to jump right in. So, right away on the 1st, we have the new moon in the sign of Scorpio at 8:47 in the morning Eastern Time. This is impacting your house of one-to-one relationships. So if you're married, it's your marriage partner. If you're not, then it's your significant other. Really like close long-term relationships are within this house. And so there might be some deep, passionate conversations that are taking place. Definitely from your side, the way that you're expressing yourself with this person might be very passionate, very just intense. Um, and that's easily going to blend with how you feel about the person, how you feel about the relationship. It's also going to easily flow with your ideal friendships too, because there's definitely a relationship to relationship component here. There's things that you're learning about yourself and your significant other that can carry forward into your other relationships. And that's really a positive here. So I like to see the easy blend of energy. This The only place where I see any kind of challenging aspect here is that the sun and moon will square Pluto in Capricorn. And Pluto in Capricorn, it's sitting in your house of growth and expansion, but we're really at the end of this. It's at the last degree point before it moves into Aquarius. And so, what this looks like here is that whatever is happening within your significant other, the way that you're expressing yourself, the way that you feel about this person, very deep, intense feelings, it's creating any kind of challenge to making changes that are meant to help you grow and expand. And you can kind of see why. It's a collective we versus me mentality, but you'll see something different the next day. So when Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 2nd at 3:18 in the afternoon Eastern Time, this is in your 8th house of transformation. So when you think about the things that need to change, this is a positive transformation. This is centered on your growth. Sagittarius likes to grow and expand things here. So think of it as like death and rebirth, but really getting rid of like all the old things that just don't apply anymore and focusing here on going after more of what does. That is going to easily blend with these deep, intense conversations that you're having with your significant other, the way that you feel about this person. Mercury in Sagittarius will trine Mars in Cancer. So any kind of actions that you're taking relative to the way that you feel, easy blend of energy, everything fully aligned here. Everything that you're doing right now is really in your best interest. This Mercury in Sagittarius will also trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces, which means these kind of positive, transformative, or transformative types of conversations are helping you to get clear on your relationships with your friends. And it's the collective. It's not the individual relationships necessarily. It's more about the collective of those relationships. And so, ideally, what kind of relationship do you want to have with your friends? This is really helping to aid and support that. It's also creating an opportunity here for change to occur, this Pluto and Capricorn energy where you can grow and expand. The only place where I see any kind of challenge is that during this entire transformational process, it's going to be opposite to any kind of changes that are happening to you physically. These are changes that seem to be happening outside of you in other areas of your life. And so less emphasis on your physical self, more emphasis on the world around you. And then on the 3rd, we have Mars enter Leo. So that's going to happen at 11:10 p.m. Eastern Time. And for you, this is sitting in your 4th house of home. So we go from acting on your feelings to now maybe taking some sort of action at home. This would be like bold, dynamic, maybe outside your comfort zone type of action, really kind of forthright, direct conversations that might be taking place here because this is going to trine Mercury and Sagittarius. These are transformational type of conversations. I do like to see this kind of coming to light this way because whatever's happening in your home life, whatever action you're taking there, completely aligns with the conversations that you're having that are meant to make changes, but positive changes. This Mars and Leo will also trine Neptune retrograde in Pisces. And so when you think about your ideal friendships, this is actually helping you there as well. So whatever action that you're taking at home, it helps with your own growth and transformation. It's helping with your friendships here. It is creating an opportunity for changes to happen to you personally. So Uranus retrograde in Taurus, there's now a positive aspect to this. It is going to be opposite to structural changes that exist or that maybe you want to make um, for your own growth and expansion. So whatever action you're taking at home, it is directly conflicting the changes that are happening for your growth and expansion. But these would be other types of changes that are taking place here. We do see Mars and Leo creating obstacles or challenges to healing some sort of inner wound that you have. There's some sort of inner security that's been coming to the surface. We've been dealing with this energy for like 6, 7 months now, definitely since April. I remember that coming up pretty loudly with that eclipse that we had back on April 8th. And so, whatever action that you're taking at home, it's creating obstacles or challenges to healing that wound. But that's not an energy that's going to stick around. And Chiron's not as significant this month. One thing to note, we'll circle back to it. So on November 7th, Mercury does station retrograde later this month. And so on the 7th is when the pre-shadow starts. We'll talk about it when we get there, but just wanted to put that out there because it's kind of like right in the timeline. On November 11th at 1:26 p.m. Eastern Time, we have Venus enter Capricorn. And so Venus in the sign of Capricorn. So when you think about your growth and expansion here, so Pluto is about to leave Capricorn. Now Venus is entering Capricorn. Venus is harmony, it's balance, it's bringing things together. And so what are you trying to grow and expand here? Now what you see is an easy blend of energy where you're able to work on this wound, this inner insecurity that you have. Whatever it is that you're trying to do here, that's going to help with that. Where it is going to create issues is getting clear on your friendships, what kind of relationship you want to have with those people, how you feel about them right now. This has a lot to do with you're focused on yourself versus on the collective right now. All this energy ebb and flows. It's not going to stick around for long. And then on the 15th, we have Saturn station direct in Pisces. And so that's going to happen at 8:21 in the morning Eastern time. And so Saturn in Pisces, working on your friendships. What kind of goals do you have set with your friends? When Saturn was retrograde, you did a lot of internally reflecting and internal work on what do I need to do in order to have the friendships that I want. Now, instead of the work being solely inside you, it's going to be outside you. So this would actually be working on these relationships with your friends. And when Saturn stations direct, there's going to be challenges here to money. Saturn will square Mercury in Sagittarius, so there might be conversations around money that make it difficult for you to work on your friendships or something along those lines. Mercury in Sagittarius would be the money that you earn. Pretty similar energy to the money that you already have as well. There's a square to Jupiter retrograde in Gemini, so any kind of growth and expansion that you're looking for in your personal finances does seem to be a little bit hindered right now. You can certainly find a way to work with this energy, but if the working on your friendships requires you to spend money, that's why this is showing up that way. Then the same day that we have Saturn station direct in Pisces, we have the full moon in the sign of Taurus. So that's going to happen at 4:28 p.m. Eastern time. And so when this happens, you've got the sun and the moon. They're at opposing points in the sky. Sun in Scorpio, sitting in your 7th house, moon in Taurus, sitting in your 1st house. So the way that you're expressing yourself with your significant other is directly opposite how you feel about yourself. So that said, because we have the moon in Taurus, we also have Uranus retrograde in Taurus. And so how you feel about yourself fully aligns with the changes that are taking place inside you. And that is going to be directly opposite whatever is happening in this relationship, the way that you're expressing yourself with your significant other, these kind of maybe deep, intense conversations that you might be having, all of that would be opposite how you feel about yourself. But then we do have actually some positive things happening here. And it is going to be relative to Neptune in Pisces and Pluto in Capricorn. But first, we do have Sun in Scorpio trine Mars and Leo. So whatever actions you're taking in your home environment, they fully align with the way that you're expressing yourself with your significant other. So all of that really easy blend of energy. Kind of like to see that. That's a really great harmony taking place. But so is this one here. So when it comes to your friendships, getting clear on what those goals should be or what kind of relationships you're looking for. The way that you're expressing yourself with your significant other easily blends with getting clear on those types of friendships. What is it that you're trying to accomplish there? What kind of role do they play in your life? The moon in Taurus, so how you feel about yourself, is also creating an opportunity for you to get very clear on what kind of relationships you want with your friends. When it comes to changes meant to help you grow and expand, this one's also another good one. So we'll have this passionate self-expression with your significant other. It's going to create an opportunity for changes to take place that are meant to help you grow. How you feel about yourself easily blends with these changes that are taking place that are meant to help you grow. And that's really the last time that we see Pluto in Capricorn, because on the 19th here, we have Pluto enter Aquarius. So that's going to happen at 3:30 in the afternoon Eastern time. We've dealt with this already a little bit, but we are done with Pluto in Capricorn. We will not see that again in our lifetime. And now we are Pluto in Aquarius until 2043. And so for you, this is sitting in your 10th house of career and public reputation. This would be any kind of liberating change. Uh, Career and public reputation. So this could also indicate something connected to artificial intelligence, because Aquarius is connected to artificial intelligence. We're looking at that in your career sector. We're looking at changes here. There could be something where you're incorporating technology, innovation, something like that within your career. These would be liberating changes. These would be changes that you have not experienced before. And now you're getting the opportunity to either kind of go down that path or be able to incorporate that somehow within your career or public reputation. So that's a pretty strong one here. So when Pluto enters Aquarius, it's actually going to trine Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So all of those internal changes that are happening here, easy flow of energy. There's nothing you need to do. These changes in your career are also going to create an opportunity for more passionate expression with your significant other. So you can see there's a lot of harmony happening here. It's also going to help you get clear on your relationship goals with your friends. What kind of friendships are you looking for? Where it is going to create some obstacles and challenges, this won't be a surprise, because we're talking about changes in your career. It's going to be opposite any kind of changes you're trying to make at home. Makes sense. It's also going to be opposite how you feel about maybe the way things are going, because we've got this moon in Cancer. So this is really kind of deep down how you feel about everything. That's going to be directly opposite. It's more of these changes might be happening so quickly that you haven't had a minute to really think about how it's affecting you. That would be an opposition type of energy. And then on the 21st, we have the Sun enters Sagittarius. So that's going to happen at 2:57 in the afternoon Eastern time. And so just like we saw with Mercury in Sagittarius, now with Sun in Sagittarius, really similar energy, a lot of self-expression in a way that's very honest, very sincere, maybe to the point, blunt, optimistic, adventurous type of energy. It is sitting in your eighth house of transformation. So there is something here that you are trying to transform. That is going to easily flow with the type of friendships that you want. When you think about your relationship goals with your friends, what are those goals? The way that you're expressing yourself right now is easily going to align with that energy. It's also going to align with any kind of action that you want to take at home. It's going to create an opportunity for more change to take place in your career. The only place where it's going to be challenging, and we saw this with Mercury, was Uranus retrograde in Taurus. So when it comes to the changes that are happening to you physically, the transformation, this kind of outward transformation that's taking place, it's in conflict with this. It's directly opposite. You can find a way to find that happy medium, but it's more like focusing on one versus the other right now. Then we have Mercury stationing retrograde in Sagittarius. So that's going to happen on the 25th at 9:42 p.m. Eastern Time. So we had the pre-shadow start on November 7th. Now we have Mercury station retrograde on the 25th. It will station direct on December 15th, and then the post-shadow ends January 2nd, 2025. So we're in this energy for a little while. For you, because this is all sitting in your house of transformation, any kind of conversations that you were having with other people to kind of grow and expand, get rid of things, kind of figure out what needs to go, what needs to stay, and maybe grow and expand. A lot of that's now going to be reflected inward. There's going to be less conversations with other people. I'm just getting a sense that you might be informing other people that you're making changes, but the changes now are going to be within you. And so you're going to be internally reflecting on what you need to grow and expand. And because we're talking about Mercury retrograde sitting in your eighth house, there is going to be an opposition here to maybe growing and expanding your personal finances. So there could be a connection between getting clear on the money that you want to earn, that you need to earn, versus maybe the money that you already have. Mercury retrograde will make it very hard for you to kind of pin down your ideal friendships. So when we think about these friendship goals that you have and really working towards those friendship goals, now's not the right time for that. With this Mercury retrograde in this eighth house energy, there's a lot of inner reflection. It's a lot of centered on yourself right now. And so it's not about your friends, it's not about things outside of you, like your own inner being right now. Those can all wait. This is where I'm seeing the conflicts come up from an aspect standpoint. It's a lot of you kind of working on yourself. And that is also why I'm seeing this Mercury retrograde trine Chiron retrograde in Aries. And so that insecurity that you have, that wound, that inner wound that you have, whatever internal reflection you're doing right now relative to your own growth, figuring out what you need to do to grow and expand, that is going to help you heal that wound. This is a really positive aspect. A lot of what this Mercury retrograde has you doing is reflecting and self reflecting and figuring out what do you need to do next? What is your next strategy that you need to implement here? So, Taurus, this is your reading. I hope it resonates. If it did, please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Take care.